Hello and welcome to Arkiteasy. We are mainly using Revit to model our buildings, to do the technical things, to create documentations for the building process, etc. But in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can use Revit to do very creative things. I found this example on Pinterest and I really liked it, and then immediately I realized, oh, if you have a Revit license, you have a Twinmotion for free with Revit 2024. If you wonder how you can install it, just check the card above. I explained it in one of my previous tutorials. So what came to my mind was you can start monetizing your Revit even if you're a complete beginner. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you step-by-step process of how you can create a space like this one, how you can set up materials, how you can then move that to the Twinmotion, set up lightings, how you can render it and export that picture. And if you go to some websites which are selling the stock images like Adobe stock or Shutterstock, or if you, let's say, write this podium stage 3D render, you are going to get quite similar examples. So let me open this one and you see you get recommendation underneath. So let me just see the same thing on the Shutterstock. So let's open this one. It's actually quite simple. It's a very basic modeling. It's very basic rendering, but probably this is selling. I don't know. So if you are a beginner and you would like to start monetizing your Revit and your creativity, just follow this tutorial where I'm going to show you the process, how you can create something like this on a very quick and a simple way. I will be using Revit 2024, a metric multidisciplinary template, and then I'm going to use Twinmotion, which comes for free with the Revit license. So let me try to break down this picture. And as you could see, we have wall number 1 here, then we have wall number 2 here, then we have stairs, and we have some distance between this wall and the stairs, and then we have this podium in front of this. So I'm going to make this in Revit. I will firstly take a floor and we'll take rectangle. I'm going to make it from here to there, and let's say that I'm going to make this to be 15 meters, while this one is going to be, let's say, 10 meters. And I'm going to duplicate this one and to make it 200 millimeters. What's quite important, I would like to prepare materials before I go to Twinmotion, because you will see when I'm exporting file, when I'm importing by collapsed materials. So I'm going to make a new one and we'll name this as 01. I like to have in this case render appearance to use, and we'll just pick the color. I can take this blue one. So just click fine. Let's open a 3D view. So we follow in 3D what we are doing. I will turn off annotation categories and we'll just make these two consistent colors. So now I'm going to make this back wall. And what I have in mind is, let's say that the back wall will be here, the camera position will be somewhere there. So I'm going to use a wall. We'll take exterior and I can make it to be, let's say, 8 meters. Then let me just take a picture again. So it has a green color. So it's different than the floor. So for the walls, I'm going to make one more material. And let's just go here. Name this as O2. I will put the green color so in 3D we see the difference. And then I'm going to copy this wall. I will copy this one for 2.2 meters, which means that we have 2 meters clear distance between those two walls. I can make this wall to be, let's say, 6 meters in height. And then I will just go and I will open this south elevation view. I will select this wall and I'm going to go to edit profile. So I would like to create those openings over here. So let's go to edit profile. I will take this one from the middle, let's say to be 2 meters and then 2 meters width. And then take arch. Delete this line and then go here and take split elements. Use trim and trim this. And to create this one, I need to use the similar technique. So I'm going to offset this for, let's say, 250. Then I'm going to make this 2 meters as well. And I'm going to offset from the button for, let's say, 135 meters. When I take radius and when I make it like this to the tangent, y took 135 is 1 meter. The radius of the arch, and then 35 centimeters from the bottom. Take split tool and trim this. So just click fine. Let's go to 3D, and this is how this will look like. The next thing to create is these stairs over here. So I'm going to make it as a model in place. And first I'm going to use and to create a reference plane. So you can find it here under architectural tab, or just type RP shortcut. And I'm going to make it here. I will name it as 01. It's important to name it, and I will make it to be 1 meter from the wall. So let's say in the middle. And then from the south elevation, I'm going to go to the component model in place. You can pick generic models, or it doesn't matter really for this purpose. You can take stairs, generic model, doesn't matter. I will take generic model. And then I'm going to take extrusion. So for the working plane, I'm going to take this 01 reference plane I recently created. Let's just take a look at the picture. So let's say that we have some distance here, and they are looking quite steep, those stairs. So I'm going to make them 250 by 250 millimeters. So firstly, I'm going to offset this for 250. And the depth is going to be 1 meter because we offsetted our reference plane for the wall 1 meter. So that's the depth of the stairs, while the height and the width are going to be 250. So I'm going to offset the first one, and then, let me just take a look. Yeah, so here we have 2 of them. And let me just trim this. So the next one starts from here. So let's say 3 of them. Actually, I can make it this way. Let me show you. You don't need to make a lot of lines like I did. So I can just delete this, and then I can take copy. So I can copy it. And I think this is fine. I'm just going to offset this for 1 meter to the right side from here. And then I'm going to click it here. So just click OK. And here it comes. What I have to do right now is to add some material. So you see it use some third material, because we have this green, then we have this kind of beige, and then this is the third one, this orange pink one. So I'm going to select stairs, and I'm going to make the third material. Yes, let's just finish this model. So the last thing to do is to make this podium here. I'm going to make it out of 2 slabs. So the first one I'm going to use will be, let's say, I'm going to make this one, and I'm going to make it somewhere here. Let's make it 750. Let's just offset this for 300, and I'm going to edit type, and I'm going to duplicate this. And yeah, let me just, I think that here I made this to be 200, but I forgot to change the thickness, which is really not so important, but you know, I just fix it and make it clear. Yes, so let's just check the material. So this material here is the same we have on a wall, so it should be the second one, and I'm going to select this. And here I'm going to add this second one. As you saw, I forgot to change the thickness here as well. And let me just select this one. I'm going to go here to the copy and then paste, and I'm going to align this to the same place, and then I'm going to go to duplicate and make a one of 50 millimeters. And for this one, I'm going to use the first material. And what's also important, I'm going to make the height offset of 350. So you see that we are done. Regarding the modeling, that was it. As I promised, this is quite simple, and if you are a beginner, you can for sure do this. It's really, really simple to do. If you have any questions or problems, just write in the comments, ask me. I will be very glad to reply to you. So what we have to do right now is to save our project, and then we need to open it in Twinmotion. To be able to open it in Twinmotion, you need to go to the View tab and then Twinmotion. Just click Open in Twinmotion. Wait a little bit. So as I said, why I was creating materials before is because I would like to collapse everything by material. So that's how the Twinmotion is going to recognize my geometry. And I'm just going to click OK. Sometimes happen that Twinmotion do not recognize our geometry this way, so don't worry. What you have to do is to go to the Revit again, then View tab, Twinmotion, and then you need to export this to datasmith file. Once you did it, just go back to Twinmotion, go to File, Import, and find the file you exported recently from Revit. Again, you're going to be asked how you would like to collapse the geometry, and I would like to have it by material. And here it comes. So let me just turn off this starting base and the surrounding. So this is how it looks like. And one of the first things I'm going to do will be to make some kind of view I like to have, and then I'm going to go to media and just will click this plus button, which means add image. Then I'm going to go to camera, and what I would like to do is to make my focal length bigger on, let's say, 60 millimeters. And what's also important, that I would like to make this to have the square frame rate. So I will go to the image. So for the width and height, I'm going to use the same values. And what I can also do here under the camera, I can take camera effects and I can make it to be parallel. So I will take something which is called here parallelism. And I think that this seems fine. So I'm just going to click plus button again, and we have this second image. I don't need this first one. I can just click those 3 dots and I can delete it. So this one seems fine. So before I move to materials, as you could see, we have some plants over here. And we have such a great library in Twinmotion, and let me just show you how you can place those plans. I will actually quit media mode, so we'll go to, let's say, the working mode, and I will go under the library to the mega scans and we'll take 3D plants. So I can take some, let's say, shrubs. Let's take urban, and let's wait a little bit. I think this one will be fine. I can place it here. Let's see. If you cannot drag this here, you need to download this. So if this arrow is grayed out, you just need to go here, sign in, and you see the authentication goes quite quickly. Click OK, and now you will be able to download those grasses. So I can take this one as well, for example. And I will place it here. And I think this one will be good as well, maybe. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select one of them. Let's say this one. And I'm simply going to drag it here in between of our walls. So maybe this needs to be rotated a little bit. Yes, this one seems fine. I can take this one here as well. Let me rotate this one, something like this. Then maybe this one, I don't know, we can delete this one. So all the plants you don't need, you can simply select and then delete. I can take this. Maybe this is okay. Then let's take those small. I don't need them actually. I will delete them. It's deleted this one here, but it doesn't matter really. It was so small. So I don't know. Let's take this one. Oops. So that was, as I said, that's the thing. You can, if you would like to be sure, you can just select them from here. And then you can delete them from here. And let me just, let's take this one just to see how this look like. And maybe this one. This really depends on your imagination, your creativity, how this would like to be. I'm, as I said, recreating this picture. So I'm just showing you the process, how you can create and make this. So let's just see if this one will be better, but okay, maybe we can take something from here, like we don't need this small one. Maybe this one will fit well here. Yes, let me see, it's small. Yeah, this could be fine. Small. And this is the last one. I can just place it somewhere here maybe. So yeah, basically, I mean, that's it. Let's just click here on a picture. And what I would like to do right now is to add some materials. So I will go to the library. And, we have a really lot of materials here in a Twinmotion. So, just investigate, find the one you like. For this one, I can maybe go to the mega scans and I will take the surfaces. So let me just see what do we have. I will go to the plaster and I can take painted. So Let me just take, let's see, what do we have? I have this one downloaded, so I'm simply going to take this one over this wall. We'll quit media mode, and I will go here to materials. We'll select this one, and let me just increase its scale to, let's say, 10. I think it's big, maybe 5. Yeah, this seems better. 5 seems fine. So materials, and if you go to the picture, it could be a bit greener maybe, but it doesn't matter. What we have to do is to create 2 more materials, so one beige and then the other one in this orange color. So just right click on this, duplicate, and then you can change the color. I will just make this one just to differentiate the thing. And now I'm going to adjust the color, so I can maybe take and make it to be like this, while this one here I can make to be more greenish. Yeah, there is one thing here, I think. So let me just see, what do we have under our maps? Yes, as you could see, we have a texture. So if I go and decrease gamma on texture, and if I go to the color here again and pick the color, I can make it to be more appropriate. I will leave it like this. Then for the second one, I'm also going to put gamma down here as well. Yeah, so let's adjust the second one as well. So is this beige one? I can take maybe this color. This seems fine. And then I'm going to, let me just adjust this a little bit. I don't like this. It's so green. I think this seems better. And let me just duplicate this one more time. So it's the third one. And the color could be, let's make it something like this for now. Let's just drag it over the stairs, and let's pick the proper color. Maybe this is okay. I will just click OK. So we'll go to media. Now I'm going to adjust the lights, and I'm going to show you 2 ways. One will be with the sun we have already here. So let's say that you would like to change the sun direction, the shadows. You can just go here under location, and you can, change the sun north, actually the north position. So maybe this is okay to make it something like this. If you would like to make some other settings, you can go here and you can duplicate this one. So for this, let's say we don't want to have this sun lighting. We would like to have, let's say, some studio lighting. So to have some softer shadows, if I can say so. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to enable HDRI environment, and then we'll go to the library. HDRI will take studio. I have this one 15 downloaded. I will just drag it here, and you can rotate, and you see how the shadows are changing, so you can just make it maybe something like this. We can increase the size. Let's see. I think this seems fine. So now to create pictures, if you actually would like to make the size bigger, to have more pixels, you can just write the higher numbers here for both images. I'm going to keep it with this size, and I'm going to go to export. We'll click here image, and we'll click both of them. Then we'll just pick the format. I will take JPEG for this one, and we'll just click start export. And if you may wonder how the rendered picture look like, just look at this. So this is the one with the stronger shadows. This is the one with the studio lighting. So I showed you a very basic process how you can create this. Depending on your creativity, your wishes, you can also out of this very simple model create a lot of different renders with a different lighting, different color setup, different materials, different planting angles, and so on. If you're speaking about the stock photography, out of one very simple model, you can make a lot of renders which you can possibly sell there. Please just write me in the comments what do you think about this, was it helpful, and yes, if you sell something, if you make money out of this, just inform us and tell us. I will be very happy to hear that. Thanks again, and yeah, take care.